Wow.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for another episode. This is another episode of Beats and Bullshit. My name is Arkeem. Tech Night co-host Eric. Check us out over at our social media and our website, which is Beats and Bull. Our email right now is beatsandbull@gmail.com, and our social media right now we are on Twitter, Instagram, and as well as YouTube. The YouTube and Instagram it is Beats and Bull, and the Twitter it's Beats Bullshit. So check us out on social media, guys. We really do appreciate the support once again. And we are back for another week. Coming back from the holidays and Thanksgiving and everything. Eric, how's your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good. I ate way too much food, like usual. And you know what I realized about Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is nothing but an excuse to eat. I mean, of course, the real meaning for giving thanks and all that, but it's nothing but an excuse to eat a bunch of damn sides. You know, like greens and macaroni and cheese. I looked at my plate. I had macaroni and cheese. I had greens. I had mashed potatoes. I had stuffing. I always get a pile of stuffing every year. And I really don't like ham that much, but Tony will make a good ham, so I had a couple pieces and I had some turkey, but the rest was just a big pile of sides, and I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And I mean, I do it every year because I love stuffing, so I get a ton of stuffing every year.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great. You know, we cooked here at home, and then went over a friend's house, and he catered an event, and got some food there, and then we watched movies and stuff. So it was pretty good. Now, how about yours?
That's good. For the most part, mine was pretty chill. It was nice. We had my grandma actually come over this year. We typically do like big family dinners, and last couple of years been pretty more smaller in regards to that. And this year we decided to have my grandma come over to the house, and my uncle actually came from Texas, and he came over as well. He was in town, so we had him come by too, which is really nice. And so it was really nice just seeing some members of the family, just really being able to give thanks and eat. And of course, that's the same thing I believe too, with Thanksgiving, especially. I mean, of course, the reason of Thanksgiving, I mean, let's be real, like
you can't lose that in the celebration and all.
But so I just kind of think of it as just a national eating day, national fat day.
Right.
I didn't eat much though for the Thanksgiving. When we had the actual day, I only had one plate and that was good, and then we were just drinking from that point on. Then after that, I ate a lot of leftovers. We did deep fried turkey again this year, so we started doing deep fried turkey like now for the last 3 years.
I love fried turkey.
Oh my god, it's so good. You can't go back. Like, you just can't go back after having deep fried turkey. Yeah,
especially like oven made turkey or whatever. It just, if you don't know what you're doing, it dries out, and like it's just that fried turkey. Oh, it's so good.
Yes. So I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving and getting ready for the following holidays coming up. Actually, Hanukkah is tomorrow, so the beginning of Hanukkah starts tomorrow. So definitely celebration on that, and definitely Christmas as well as Kwanzaa. So definitely there's a lot of holidays this month in December. So
don't blink. It's gonna be New Year's next week.
For real though. For real though. So we're gonna get started off with geek shit. Just going off the start of it, the very first thing we want to talk about is another update in regards to the Smash game. So everybody know what Smash is just coming out actually in the next week or so. So it's really crazy. The game actually got leaked. The full game got leaked actually back last week. So this happened around the beginning of this week, and this was.
How in the hell does a video game get leaked?
So you'd be surprised. I
guess the same way a album could, but somebody on the inside would have to leak it. But I've never heard of that. Of actual video game. I mean, I've heard of like people getting promotional copies or like the Japanese version or something like that, early before the regular game comes out, but like the actual game got leaked. That's crazy.
Yeah, so this was a article that appeared at a lot of different sources, but this originated basically from a pirating community in the Nintendo Switch company, in the community of Nintendo Switch. So full copies of the Super Smash Ultimate game leaked, and there was reports that a lot of different YouTube channels were putting gameplay. And of course, Nintendo has always been a very big person of like, no, we don't want people pirating our stuff.
Right.
Start taking it down on the YouTube channels, and they were getting no copyright strikes and such like that. So the original report came from a leak of a user and site called Motherboard. They really reported that the leak originated from a Discord server of the name of Wares NX. Wares NX is a Nintendo Switch pirating community within the Discord server invite linked on another subreddit. I guess a subreddit called Switch Pirates, and basically they put the Discord link there, and that's when everybody started getting the leaks. So an administrator known as JJB told Motherboard he didn't agree with how early the new game leaked and decided to ban any kind of low level users from the server to use it. And he stated, point of doing it was, I did not agree with Smash leaking it early as it did, so I decided to remove the easiest source being the server. He added that as far as instances, this is the biggest game ever to be pirated, and concerning the fact that Ultimate is a very anticipated game, like it's been an anticipated game ever since release. It's coming out next week, and it's really going to be very big, not only for Nintendo, but like honestly for the fighting community.
Yeah, I mean, Smash has always been a big title for Nintendo, so I can definitely understand. And like again, like a video game being leaked, it's not quite the same as an album. You know how, as for an artist, if something is leaked, you know, it's kind of, I mean, in this sense as well. I mean, yeah, it shows that people are anticipating and want this product, but an artist usually doesn't make the majority of his albums off sales. They make it off of people gaining interest in that artist, you know what I'm saying, and this, that, and the other, than buying merch, going to the concerts, and this, that, and the other.
Getting that tour money.
Yeah. Video games, they don't tour.
They do a lot on promotion, and they know, you're right, they don't tour unless you're like an E3 or like an Evo with like fighting games.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, do they make money off of that? I mean,
you do the tournaments, you get your name out there from your gaming play, so you still make money. So if you want to say it that kind of way,
yeah, kind of. I mean, it just, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit out of the loop. I just never heard of a video game leaking, and I could definitely understand. Like, hey, you motherfuckers playing my game already? Give me that.
So, give me all my things back, all my things. So
I ain't even mad.
Okay, so going forward, and it's kind of the same sense of fighting games, and this is a title and series I've loved for a while, is Mortal Kombat. Now, Mortal Kombat 11, it's been talked about for almost about a year and a half, and there has been reports that we are getting close to the edge of new information and a release title. So last month, the voice actor of the Mortal Kombat series, Lyle Garza, which those know he is the voice of Kung Lao and Reptile, had confirmed that 11 was in development. And there was a lot of different rumors and things like that. I remember that there was a convention a couple months back, and one of the other voice casters did say, like, yeah, they were actually going to show it on E3, and they decided to have like some leaks or something happened with the coding of the game, ended up for them not releasing it on E3, and then ended up rebuilding up the game. So now they're saying that there are more reports saying that the game is coming out. So the Game Awards, which is a very big game community event, is actually happening on the 6th, so in the next couple of days. And a leak from 4chan actually said that it will be a part of that display of the Game Awards coming up on the 6th. So additional to providing a release date, the QA tester reveals slab of details about the project. Apparently there's going to be a new adventure mode, new characters. Basically now it's been in development for now about 4 years.
How do you feel about that? Mortal Kombat with adventure modes. I asked because they did the whole mythologies thing back in the day, and it just didn't really seem to catch, so it's like, okay, it's a fighting game, it's Mortal Kombat, this is what we've known it to be since it came out. So me personally, I'm cool with, I get like maybe a story mode, you know what I'm saying, like for each character and story, this, that, and the other, but like an adventure mode, I really don't see, I mean, unless they just have different ideas and revamp it and come out with something new. And I'll give it a chance, but I'm cool with it just being the fighting game.
Yeah, so that's definitely true too. I think with the adventure modes, you kind of had to draw the line. I think one series that do it pretty well is Smash. It's kind of going back to back to the previous post, was just with Smash, they do adventure modes very well. They immerse all of the properties, but then make it very original. I think those probably one of the few games that has a very original adventure mode.
Well, see, Smash is a different kind of fighting game too, though.
You're still gonna clump them in fighting games. You still gotta kind of take what they take. The only other one I would probably say is maybe Tekken. I will say you're talking about more of like a wider scale.
Even from what I remember with that, I don't remember which Tekken it was, but I remember they did have
Tekken 4. I want to say maybe what was that one?
Yeah,
maybe
probably.
They had like a small adventure mode. You had Jin and all of them, fighting.
It didn't hold my attention that much at all.
Yeah.
So that's just my personal, take on adventure modes as far as fighting games go.
Yeah. Now, apparently, there is going to be 2 different modes. There is going to be a story mode and an adventure mode, and they are different. So that is going to be the good thing about that. Now, the adventure mode is going to be basically kind of like a Shaolin Monks type of gameplay. Mm-hmm. So you can customize your character. You can play different characters and make different customized weapons. It's also going to have a co-op as well, online and on local. So that's also going to be pretty nice to see that. There's going to be pretty much 3 characters that's going to be evolving in the story mode. They didn't really say what, but apparently something's going on with Raiden. He's now punishing everyone trying to even dare attack Earthrealm. Liu Kang and Katana is also going to be a part of this story, as well as a couple of others. So basically it's going to be a lot of stuff like that. It looks like they're using the internal engine for the game, so this is going to be very, very sleek, very, very crisp with that as well. And there's a couple other stuff. Now it looks like Johnny Cage, Goro, Sonya, Kano, Baraka, Melina, and Therator is not playable this time. So these are characters that won't be on there. Yes, they're 100% not playable.
Well, I guess pretty much everybody you just named were like original characters from like 1. I mean, even though I'm still like, you got Sub-Zero, Scorpion, people that's probably be playable, but I mean those are some of people's favorites. So
it definitely sounds like they're going to the next generation. You saw that with 10, with the introduction of the children, Cassie, and then all the other new characters are coming out. So it does seem like they're going to the next generation, and that's fine. Some games have went back to basics, like Soul Calibur and even Tekken in a way. Even they put new characters, they still kept their base.
Yeah. I always want to see new characters.
Yeah, I think that's always a good thing about it. You want to see good things. So even with Ultimate now, we're getting new characters with Ultimate and still having old characters, so that's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. The last thing on Geek Shit is actually a pretty cool one as well. For those who aren't familiar to the Shenmue series, the Shenmue series has been a very underappreciated but very big cult following in regards to both the games. Now, for those who played it before, it was on the Dreamcast. It was a very big game on the Dreamcast in regards to when the full lineup came out. And 1, I believe 2 was also on Dreamcast as well. So those were 2 very good games. Now, basically they're starting 3 after 2 released, and due to budget cuts and a lot of financial things, they weren't able to finish it. So back in 2015, I believe, they pretty much started actually 2015. Basically, when they had announced it, basically they was going to get money to start a Shenmue 3, and basically what's going on now is they've actually finished their crowdsourcing campaign. So they did actually do it on Kickstarter for their campaign, and an update was announced that they had raised about $7 million. The original campaign raised about $6,333,295 so the goal was for them really was to get about 2 million. And now the fact they got over about 7 million for Shenmue 3 in development is going to be really, really nice.
So no excuse, this game better be dope.
Yeah, so it's going to be really, really nice. So it looks like the game is going to be released August 27th, 2019. It is going to be a PS4 exclusive for right now, and it's also going to be on the PC.
That's dope.
So
I've always loved Shenmue, so I hope they do it. I hope they do it justice. And you know what? It makes me want to go back and play the first two. You know, just so I could be updated on the story again, because it's been so long. I forgot, you know, everything about it.
yeah, the 1 and 2 is actually on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC right now. So if you guys want to definitely catch up on that, especially for the PS4 users and PC, you definitely want to catch up on the Shenmue series before it comes out. And now August next year, definitely check that out. So in regards to some more stuff, we are actually going to go straight up to the T, which is just your weekly dose of hip-hop and pop culture. Before we get on to that, once again, definitely check out our social media. Once again, it is Beats and Bull. Our Gmail right now, it's beatsandbull@gmail.com, and as well as our other social medias is in Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Instagram and YouTube is Beats and Bull, and then our Twitter is Beats Bullshit. So definitely check that out in regards to our social media.
Also, if there's anything that y'all want us to cover, any story that y'all might get wind of or whatever that we might not get to first or whatever, y'all want to hear our perspective, go ahead and send it to us. We'll be happy to cover that for y'all. And we want y'all to be as interactive as possible with the podcast, and just growing with the community. So don't be afraid to reach out, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that type of stuff, and we thank you.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Want to make sure we make this place and this podcast a safe haven for you guys. Definitely, continue to support us and definitely, get us an input. So, moving on is the T. This is, like I said, just basically with our hip hop and pop culture. First thing I want to talk about is the awesomeness and the greatness of the next Disney movie coming up, which is Lion King. So Lion King is the next live action Disney film that is coming out, and the trailer released this past week, and it is amazing, and I am very excited about this. First off, I think the biggest thing to say about it is the greatness of it. First off, did you check out the trailer, Eric?
No, I haven't seen the trailer, but is this the one that who's playing Simba?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is that one. So I knew about it. I knew it was in the works and everything. I didn't see the trailer yet, but I definitely do want to check that out.
It's exciting. I definitely got a chance to check the trailer. Been a big fan of Lion King since ever I was a kid, and everything.
One of my literally top 5 Disney movies.
Yes.
Possibly top 3.
Yes. It's so good, so awesome, you just can't stop. So basically the trailer dropped, and the first day it got 224.6 million views globally from everyone.
The first day?
Yes.
226 million?
About 225. It's 224.6, but about 225.
Jesus Christ. Wow, that's a lot of views for anything in one day. We look at stuff like Tekashi, or like the views he gets on his his videos have 107 million, whatever, but that's over a course. So to get that in one day, that's I'm kind of speechless.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome, and basically it's a great cast. The first thing I really did like about the trailer is, of course, James Earl Jones is reprising his role as Mufasa. So the fact we already have someone in the past and from the first film definitely come back into it. As long as
he's alive with that voice, who else could play Mufasa?
And he starts off with the trailer with the voice of Mufasa, and it kind of gives you this kind of comfort and kind of just a familiarity, especially of the Lion King series and the lore of Lion King, and then basically just kind of coming back into the film. So
have you noticed he always plays some type of royalty?
Yes, he does. James Earl Jones knows his worth. I love it. Yeah. That man is awesome. So it's a very great cast. It is a lot more of more pop icons and pop culture statures this time. So basically the two main people in the movie is Donald Glover, which is taking the role of Simba, and Beyonce. She will be playing Nala on the film. Other people playing in the film is Billy Eichner. For those who don't know, recently he was on on American Horror Story, and last time on Cult and Apocalypse. He'll be playing.
Question.
Yes.
Beyonce and her acting skills.
So when I saw the trailer, for those who know about entertainment and Marquise is pretty important. So in the trailer, it does say in film with Beyonce knows Carter. So it sounds like this is gonna be kind of like a very highlighted role for her. When those kind of things are said, when a movie is kind of like, yeah, like this is kind of like a person we're emphasizing to. So I'm excited. I think for the fact that it's Beyonce in a role she hasn't done before.
Basically, like, so we put her government name, so we made sure this bitch was on point before we put this movie out.
Yeah. So, and especially she's on the soundtrack. She's doing Circle of Life. I'm not sure if she's doing the beginning or the reprise. She's doing Shadowland. And then she has her own original song on the soundtrack as well, so she's definitely prominent. As she definitely should. So that's definitely prominent.
Does Donald Glover have any songs on it?
So that he is going to be doing a couple. I didn't see the full soundtrack list, but he would be doing like probably. I think To Be a King is on that one. Okay. So he will be, of course, doing Can't Wait to Be a King. That's going to be one that's going to be fun.
That's cool, but I will want to see him do something original too. I'm loving his music content that he's putting out. You know, that of course This Is America, that was a smash, but the follow up after that, it wasn't as big, but the Summertime joint, I love that song.
The Summertime EP was such a bob, like both songs. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm loving his music content right now, and I knew about him for the longest time. You know, I knew that he was a writer on 30 Rock, and I knew that he rapped as well, and I even heard some of his stuff. Oh, and I was like, oh, okay, he's actually good, but I was just one of those ones that for some reason couldn't take him serious. You know how it is when, say, like maybe an athlete decides to rap or whatever. You know, people don't really take them serious right away. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta prove that.
Yeah, wait a little bit and see where you're at. That's definitely true. With Donald, him being a writer, I think that's the biggest thing.
That was a big advantage for him. And I mean, you think if you do any form of writing, then and that's what I tell people, because I know a lot of people that write poetry or do stuff like that, and they say, oh well, I wish I could rap. Well, you can, you just don't know it. You haven't put your mind to it yet. So it's if you're able to write and create, then it's no limit to the things that you can do.
Yeah, so it's definitely nice. So yeah, there's other people. Seth Rogen is also going to be on it as well. So like I said, Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen is going to be.
Who is Seth Rogen playing?
I believe he's Puma. He's Puma, and Billy Eichner is supposed to be Timon. John Oliver, and if you guys know John Oliver and his late night shows, he's going to be Zazu.
Okay.
And Chetuel Efwa, who played 12 Years a Slave, he is going to be the big back ska. So it is going to be a very great movie. Right now, it is still tentative for 2019. There's a lot of live action shows, like action movies are coming out with Disney. I know Lady and the Tramp just got announced. Janelle Monáe is actually going to be on that one, which is really great. And of course, we're still waiting on the Aladdin live adaptation. So yeah, Disney, they're kicking it out. Oh, and Dumbo as well, that's coming out as well. And then Tim Burton, that's his directing on that one. So it's a lot of good ones coming out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I've been there through the animated movies, so now I'm kind of excited to see what the full motion scale pictures will be. So sounds good.
Yeah, definitely is nice. So the next thing we got going on is Tekashi 6ix9ine. Basically with his new plea deal, and basically with him, at this time not going to jail. So basically with a little bit more information, this was first announced on TMZ. This was back on Monday, that he had pled not guilty in all the charges, including using a firearm during and in relation to or possessing a firearm, and the crime of violence, which was discharged. So basically his trial date has been set for September 4th, 2019. He is expected to remain behind bars at least until then, although his attorney Lance Lorazzo plans to apply to bail directly to trial for his case. So at first he got denied, and everything with the whole situation going on with his whole case. This is kind of all I'm really knowing at this point is like it's for him. I guess he got a saving grace, but at the same time, it's like you still have to go back to court.
Well, he's in a very interesting position.
It's an odd state. It's like
I mean, because on one hand, they have him looped in with everybody on this RICO charge. And that pretty much, what that pretty much says is, we know all of you are involved in these things. We might not know exactly how, you know what I'm saying, but we know, we can prove that you all are involved in these things. Mm-hmm. He was definitely around them. I don't think, from what I see, I don't think they actually have any proof of him doing anything. And then they actually have, with the wiretaps that they had on them, see, what happened was they really have been watching the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods or whatever. They've been watching them for a very long time before Tekashi even came onto the scene.
All right.
And he just kind of got looped into the fold because they actually have them on record on the wiretap saying he's never been a Blood. He's only associated with us. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really giving him his defense. Even, we're all on trial together, but we have you saying that this guy is not really a part, this, that, and the other. We just using him to get paid, blah, 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 whatever. I mean, he's going to do some time, definitely. But he's not going to get all that time that they're saying 24 to life and 30 years and blah, blah. He's not
going on life. So that's what I'm saying. That's a saving grace for him. He don't have to be, in there for long, but he definitely is going to have to serve some time at this point. So
I'm thinking 4 years at least, because if he gets off on this or gets bail from whatever, the previous case that he had for the child shit.
Child.
They're gonna get him on violation, on parole, on probation. So he's gonna do at some time. I think at least like 2 to 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. For those who aren't looking or not being able to see what's going on, I just got very, very excited because a certain YouTube influencer had liked a comment that I put on his page, and I just got fucking excited. So, moving on. No, but definitely Tekashi, like, we'll see. I mean, at this point, he definitely needs to change a lot of what's going on in his path, and definitely with the people who is putting him on. So definitely, we'll see what happens. And moving on with him, we'll just move on. It's the best for Tekashi. Next thing going on is a very fun thing going on with the Mr. Scorpion, Mr. OVO Westside, Drake. Basically, as now has been linked to a couple of dating rumors with a new rapper coming out called Steph Ladon. For those who don't know who Steph Ladon is, she has been coming out in the last couple of years. She's actually signed with Quality Control recently, and she's from the UK. So Jamaican chick, definitely very beautiful, very actually pretty good flow too. I've heard a couple of her features and stuff like that. One on the Jax Jones joint with her and Demi Lovato, which is an EDM joint called Instruction, and then she had some other songs. I think one with Future on her mixtape, and then I think the mixtape she just released recently. But hello. So basically, with this new report, they're saying that Drake has been linked to Steph Ladon. So this all actually started off back on the interview. Basically, this was reported on a lot of different sources in regards to them flirting with each other. But this basically started up during an Instagram live session. And basically
Drake slid in her on her Instagram
and then basically he was just saying all these different kind of things, saying I'm a confident guy, I hold my own in any room, I've known you for a while, and we busting those jokes together. Then
does that sound like Drake? I'm sorry, he's a superstar. talented, but Drake is a lame. Like,
he's a Scorpio, and he's also from Canada, and I feel like he is a genuine guy. I think when it comes to the fairer sex for him, he does things differently than the average rapper. I think when you come from people need to understand, like, environment does play a factor, and you know,
just how he was I'm a confident guy and I can hold my own in any room. Why are you trying to convince her? You know what I'm saying? Like, you basically saying, hey, you should get with me because blah blah blah. Just be yourself, and you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you campaigning for yourself? That's like so. It sounds like he's at a high school dance trying to convince the with the popular girl, and you know what I'm saying. It sounds like he's shooting his shot and he's super nervous.
It's like Timmy trying to go out with Trixie, like every single time she keeps trotting down.
Yeah, like it's just I don't know, maybe I don't know, but Tory Lanez don't seem that. He from Canada too. He don't seem that.
That's lame. The thing, and it's funny because it's like you had Drake and Tory, and they came from like the same like aspects of Canada and Toronto, and they are two different, you know, like night and day. And I think it just again comes back to like even who the people they hang around with. I know it's funny. I think, you know, this is fine for Drake. You know, Drake got a thing for the island girls. We've known. So I'm not surprised that, you know, Steph Ladon was going to be one. Like I said, Steph Ladon's a beautiful woman, so, and she's definitely dope. He also offered to reorganize her closet, color coded and all. He said, I'll organize all your heels and your fits and your wigs for you. I'll make sure they're all color coded. And she just blushed and said, think I'm in love right now. So far he has been the best caller, I'm not gonna lie. So she's feeling it, and they had pictures of them dating outside. I think they were in like London or in the UK during the time. So like it's well, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Apparently it's working for him, so I ain't hating, but you know,
I'm not.
It just sounds funny. That's all.
And it's a big stuff for quality control. I mean, quality control right now. There's been reports they were talking about now being the new Cash Money, just with the rappers and the artists they put out. You have
quality control.
Yes,
I will say that they have it on lock right now.
They do,
and like
on all fronts.
I haven't seen. For a while, I haven't seen a record label lock down the industry like that in a long time.
Yeah,
you know, like back in the day, like you couldn't turn on the radio without hearing a Murder Inc. song. You know, the Rockefeller. You know, Cash Money.
Yeah.
Of course, Death Row. And you know, like I just have in a long time, it really hasn't been a record label with consecutive artists, you know, to control the game like that. And whether you like them or not, they are definitely doing their thing.
Yeah, like I said, with Steph Ladon, City Girls, Cardi, and of course the big one, Migos, is even more now. They're signing.
Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Gunner. Who else?
Which, by the way, I had to get into Gunna because the one song with him, Mariah Carey, I think it was a Love Stayed Long Time or whatever like that. Like, that's my shit right now. Mm-hmm. Caution right now, I've gave it like so many more listens. It's so fucking good. Like, literally, like, for coming to be like a low-key Mariah Lamb and to be very proud about this album, like, it's very dope for Mariah. So I'm excited what's going to happen for the remainder of the Caution era, and hopefully she stays with this because like it's like surprisingly really good. So definitely big us up to that. So next thing and last thing on the tea I want to talk about was we have actually on the docket is Soul Train Awards. Sorry guys. I'm about to say this throat, right? No, really, I feel really okay. So Mercury retrograde is like ending in the next couple of days, and I was literally talking about this the other day that when my throat, or like when I get like sore throats and things like that, like I am so not the best person to talk to. Like I trip up on my words, and I was like doing that throughout all work this week, and it was crazy. But moving on, so the Soul Train Awards was this past Sunday. Did you check it out? Or
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't even know they were going on until I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and he was speaking on it. I was like, oh damn, I missed that one.
Yeah, I typically checked it out. I didn't check it out this year, but I know it was really pretty cool. People got awarded, and a lot of things are pretty nice. I know Tisha Arnold and Tanisha Arnold and Tisha Campbell. Tashina Arnold. I'm about to say I said the second time. They had hosted the Soul Train Awards this year, and they said that it was pretty good. I love those two anyway. So like,
they got great chemistry.
They do. They're like best friends. Like,
they grew up together.
Right. They thick and thin. It's so fucking awesome. So, basically, a lot of people got performed. You had Jaquise that performed. Erykah Badu got nominated for a Legends Award. I know Her got one Album of the Year for the Her EP. So like that's really big for an EP. Yes, for an EP to be named Album of the Year. That's very big ups to her and very big ups to the MBK Entertainment.
I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, nowadays, any project that people put out is really an album. You could call it whatever you want to.
I don't really call it albums anymore. I feel like I call it more projects nowadays than it's albums.
That's definitely what it is.
It's more projects. So it's like a project and this is definitely a project. I think the aspects of albums has changed, definitely.
Well, it depends on the artist, because Meek Mill just dropped a 19-track joint.
All championships.
Yeah.
I was watching a reaction about that. There's some actually pretty good. He had some good collaborations.
I listened to it.
24/7 was a really good one. I heard. I love the Me and Myself and I sample. That was really nice. And there was a couple other ones I liked. The 21 Savage one was pretty nice too. Drake's was pretty nice too. I heard Cardi's, that was pretty good too. So he had some really good features, and it's a pretty good album. Jay-Z's, which is really good too.
Of course. I mean, and a lot of people are and as they should, a lot of people are saying that Jay-Z verse is like verse of the year.
Yes.
And then a lot of people, if you really, really listen to that verse and like really break down what he's saying, like it's so much more than just wordplay and a few little lines here and there. Like that, it's Jay, and for the longest, I've been a fan of him for that reason, just his mind and the way he put words together and the stuff he say, so I mean, on the Meek album, it's funny because I've never been the biggest Meek Mill fan. I've liked some of his songs. I've never really checked out his albums like that.
Me either.
I might have gave it like a once through and be like, I used to get tired of his voice.
Yes.
And this one, I don't know. It was something. Of course, he'd been to jail. First album back. I'm like, all right, so let me check him out, see what he's saying. 19 tracks. There was only one song that I didn't really like, and that's because Future was on it.
All right.
And I mean, Future has made some things that I've liked. I can't front, but I really take slap on me. That way he said that on that Kendrick joint. I was so down.
I love that song. That's one of my favorites on the Black Panther Black Panther soundtrack. Every Day with him and Ariana is the one I love to death. Like he actually sounds very good on that one, and that's like a bop and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some songs from Future that, he kind of just don't hit the mark in, so that's understandable. No, definitely no. The Champions album, and for me, coming from someone who listens to like a lot more of older or more like sub hip hop groups, to go into Meek Mill and to listen to Championships was very great, because like I don't listen to Meek Mill like that, and just like hearing like all the songs and samples and everything. I'm starting come through.
I was starting to ask myself, like, how much money are you gonna actually make off of this album with all these samples?
Like now I want to go to now I want to go to the damn tour, because like I'm like, I actually will go to see your tour to see this, like to listen to this album. Yeah. So big ups to me. Switching, because I know we were still talking about Soul Train Awards, so I kind of pulled it off, but just still kind of like tying it all in with the Soul Train Awards. Basically, they've been doing a soul cipher, which kind of actually ties into like the whole cipher aspect, even with rap. But they've been doing a soul cipher now for the last couple of years, and soul cipher basically are just R&B artists, soul artists that are been out. So like Tyrese has been on it before.
Now what is it? Is it like the BET cipher or something like that?
Yeah. So basically they just come up and then they just sing.
Okay.
So that's basically what they've been doing for like the last couple of years. So this year they've had BJ the Chicago Kid, Luke James, Kelly Price, Erykah Badu, and Detroit native Queen Naija. Now, when Queen Naija came out, basically everybody did like her performance. Everybody said she did pretty well. One singer in particular didn't really liked her performance. They kind of, wanted to give her some criticism, thought she was getting some criticism. That was Lil Mo. She basically has stated on her Instagram that, that she has some things to say. So basically she said on her Instagram, and this is just a little bit about it. She said, well, what shall I begin? Okay, here it goes. From what I'm seeing, Queen Naija is a very, very pretty girl. My daughter love her music and where she'll be their future. And when they look back at this is who they chosen to lead the millennials and what's new and what's next in music. I pray she beats all the odds and does numbers and remains humble. As for this cipher, maybe the pregnancy is prohibiting singing from the bottom of her pit. Maybe she would have war cried or just sat this one out until her seasoning is to its fullest savior. I really don't know what is about her besides what is the blog posts, but I believe she can reach her fullest vocal potential outside of the mediocrity if she stays around vocal Bibles. The look and voice is there, just need someone on her team to tell her to tap in. Because to be honest, too many sound alike, look alike, and have the same story out of the YouTube or social media. So when they get out here in the real world and does one show, they lose their voice. And there's other stuff about it as well, in regards to her Instagram post. But a lot of people really took that as, well, they felt kind of, she felt bitter or jealous about it.
Yeah, I mean, how you gonna spend the first quarter of the post bigging her up, and then, however, for this particular performance, I think that, that was...
But, you need to do this. That's definitely what it was.
Wow. I mean, but you know what? I don't even know why this type of stuff takes us by surprise or whatever. These celebrities and stuff are regular people just like us, and they are just put in different positions. Everybody's story, position, that is different. These people just happen to be put in certain places because of talent, whatever, and they have natural human emotions like that. So when females, and I don't want to generalize and or whatever, but when females lash out at each other, which they normally do, a lot of females don't fuck with each other, and they sometimes make it known. And just because Lil Mo is a celebrity or whatever, we hold her to a different standard. Oh, you shouldn't say that. Why? She human. She has the now. She should have had more couth or whatever, not to just go ahead and say such things. But it's people. What I'm speaking to is just the pedestal that people put celebrities on, and get shocked when they do regular things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And that's definitely the biggest thing about it too. Like, especially for her. And I say it like this. I mean, female energy in general, I don't think it's like I say it's like a female energy thing, where, because it's like you got guys who, especially like with the kids, especially, you got those who are a little bit more feminine and can bring those same energies. So I think it just depends on what the situation is. But I do agree, when it comes to especially women in general in the music industry, there's a very cattiness in regards to how they feel when it comes to newer artists coming in, and it's just a thing in general when it comes to that. So with this in mind, I say like this with Lil Mo. I love Lil Mo. I love a lot of her songs, and I've been someone who loves her voice. So with someone who says this, I feel like there is some sort of jealousy coming in, because it's like, okay, yes, Queen Naija is pregnant. For those who don't know, Queen Naija is a Detroit. She is from Detroit, Detroit Dearborn area, and basically she's been known for YouTube. She was
don't get jumped, Lil Mo.
Right. But she basically did her start with YouTube. She did a lot of different things for music, makeup trials, and things like that. And then she was married at first, and then she was divorced and found out, he was cheating. That came with the song Medicine. Medicine came out, and they kind of like built her up. And then from then on out, she's been grinding. And I appreciate a lot more Detroit artists and Detroit influencers finally, getting, into their prime. So for her to, have, be pregnant again, and singing for one is a feat. Let's first say that for one, and then for two, I saw the Soul Cypher. She did pretty good. If you don't want to be pregnant, it's like you have to understand you already are constricted, so like you can't do much. So she did pretty well, and then it kind of feels bad because like she has potential. I've seen other videos of Naja singing. There's the one I think that she did, and I'm telling you, and like she was like, they
had her on there, so obviously she got some type of potential.
And she took the potential, and that was really nice. She did respond on Twitter, and it was let me see if I can actually pull up the whole thing. But basically, she actually replied. She responded about it, basically in regards to the situation, and it's funny because when someone looks into this, you had to kind of say like, oh, what happened? Why would you say this? Or what happened if you did say it? But basically she said that in regards to the situation, she said, word of advice from a young singer just now entering into the music industry to vets who've been in the game. Encouragement goes a long way. Someone could look up to you and adore you, and you can completely ruin their view of you by speaking down to them. I'm just doing what God's called me to do, and that's to use my gift of singing to reach others. I just started in this game, and I'm open to anything that can improve me as a singer, person, etc. You should never have to put someone down to get your point across.
And that was a very classy response. She either has a good head on her shoulders, or she got some good people behind her.
When I saw her interview on the Breakfast Club, Naja definitely is someone who's she's in a good path. She reminds me kind of of Janae Aiko in the sense of like her vibe, where she's I'm just someone who want to grow. I'm someone who want to expand, and how can I say this? She's also like Janae Aiko, where I feel like I love my girl. She stays with the man, and I'm not mad at that. Cause literally after she got divorced, after she got herself together and the music started pumping, she met another guy, and now she's the child she has now is with him.
Is that a good or a bad thing, though? And I say that because someone who is constantly with someone and then break up, then right back with someone, and then break up and then right back with some, after a while you start to look at that person like, okay, now is it you? Do you think you just need to be in, you know what I'm saying? Like some people think they need to be in a relationship, and they force it, and a lot of times that's evident of it that they can't keep one because they're forcing it. Not to say that this is the thing with her, but it just brings up that question, that debate, whether someone feeling that they need to be in a relationship with someone, or it's just happening and exploring or whatever. So, but congrats to her on the baby and all, and and for the classy response, because especially with her being from Detroit, that could have went another way. So it seems like she's on the right path, and I'm actually check out some of her music because I haven't at this point. I've heard of her once or twice, but especially after hearing that and hearing the type of response that she gave to that, I'm interested to see the type of music that she produces.
I've heard Medicine. Medicine is like a pretty newer R&B track, which is nice, and I've heard like one other song on the EP she has now, so it's okay. I think she definitely has potential. That's the thing. She definitely can sing if she definitely use that potential, but she's definitely on the right path, so that's really good. So that is the tea. So definitely that was some good stuff this week in regards to what was going on the culture end. Next up we got beats. So
wait.
What?
How you gonna end the tea and not talk about Dwight Howard?
So I actually have the white on the docket, but not on this section.
Later?
Yeah, that's later.
I'm jumping again.
See?
Because I have an interesting take on that.
This is someone who didn't...
It wasn't in my email.
Docket.
No, I went and I checked my email. I don't know if it didn't send or something. I didn't get it.
I copied that document.
Oh,
you shared.
Oh, wait.
You shared.
I shared it.
No, you shared on that document.
Which one?
For the docket.
This week?
Yes. Bro, I did a straight up clone.
Like I said, this,
you are shared.
Like I said,
I checked that boy when I did it, Aki. You shared.
Like I said, this week has been ridiculous. So I probably forgot.
You good? It's all good. So basically, we're up on beat shits now, and this is just basically again, what's going on with music this week, and then of course our songs of the week. So like we were just talking about championships, that coming out, yesterday was really really nice. Tekashi dropped Dummy Boy, which was pretty surprising. So I kind of thought that was kind of publicity in a way, because you said, it's getting canceled, and you just dropped it. Either one or two things. They were just like, let's drop because everybody wanted it, or that was just a scam. But that's neither here or there. A couple other people had dropped music. Chance also dropped some stuff, which was pretty nice. Yeah, he had dropped some music. That's on his website. The Man Who Has Everything and My Own Thing.
I forgot that's how Chance drops his music.
He does.
His website.
That's why I like when you're an independent artist. You can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but it's also harder. And granted, he has laid the work to where it's easier for him now. But to get to that point, because honestly, well, I did both.
There's other representatives.
Yeah, he's definitely on a different level.
He's just on the rap end of why it's on it. You have other people like Don, you have other people like Robin who, are independent artists and just do their own shit. Mm-hmm. So, that's those sort of things. But there's a lot of stuff that came out too. Alessia Cara brought her new album called The Pains of Growing. There's a couple tracks I've been listening beforehand of that. So, I'm actually excited that she dropped that, so I'm excited to listen to that. But I've already heard a couple songs on that album, so that should be pretty good.
You hear the new Trey songs?
I know he had dropped some projects. I didn't hear the Jill Scott one he did though, but I know he had dropped another project this week too.
He did a Jill Scott.
So apparently after the whole Jill Scott Microsoft situation, yes, he did that song.
Oh, okay. Well, no, he dropped it's kind of like a double project.
11/28.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One is 11 and then one is 28.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah, no, I heard about that one. I gotta check that one out.
I listen to it because I'm a Trey fan.
What?
Yeah, I like Trey. Cause he can sing. He's hood. You know what I'm saying? Like he's for me he's like a good mixture of what I like. A lot of his shit. But I liked him back in the day when a lot more of his shit was like ballad wise too.
I did like his ballad stuff. Can't Help But Wait is probably one of my favorite songs.
That was one of my joints.
Yes.
That was one of my joints. One of my favorite albums from him was Trigger.
Trigger was a pretty good one.
That like solidified it for me. Like, oh yeah, I fucks with this nigga.
Yeah.
The one after that, I forget the name of it. It was cool, but it was like a little bit like opposite of Trigger. So it was like I really wasn't ready for it. Like, so I was like, all right, it's cool, but I ain't rocking with it like that.
Yeah.
This one, I like it, and I really don't like hearing older artists on this new trap shit, but there are certain ones who can make an exception, or that get an exception from me because they've been on it for a while. Especially artists that's been down from Atlanta or in that area, like with that trap album Usher put out. Him and Zaytoven.
Oh yeah, I know they dropped I never listened to the single, but I know they put a single out.
It's all trap, one ballad, but it's there were a couple songs. It was good, but if you don't know like Usher backstory or whatever, and like you just or whatever, like you might not be wanting to hear that from Usher. You might want to hear the "You Got It Bads" and the those type of songs or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that from him, then you're going to be widely disappointed on that A album. And the same thing with this new Trey album. A lot of it is trap. a lot of it. I mean, he got a couple, ballads on it, or he do what he do with the slow songs, but a lot of it is trap. But he sound good over it because he's been kind of doing that for a long time.
Yeah, no, Trey definitely has a very like hip hop, sound too, so that helps him out with the trap music.
It's some artists that get an exception.
Yeah, so he's definitely one that keeps it locked on that genre and that subject. So yeah, a couple more people dropped a lot of stuff. I know there's a Queen Deluxe edition now, but apparently it's just the Good Form remix that just got added.
Well, I cracked up because I saw the video for Good Form, and I was like, I watched it because I didn't know that there was a deluxe version at the time. Wayne changed his verse because the verse that he put on the album when it first came out was utter fucking trash. He wasn't enunciating right. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounded like he was drunk on lean at the time, and he more than usual. You know what I'm saying? And that was before the Carter 5 dropped, and I was like, oh God, if this is what he sounds like, I'm scared of what the Carter 5 gonna sound like. But of course that wasn't the case, and he probably knew that. That's why they did this other version. You know what I'm saying? Because when I watched the video, I was like, oh, okay, this is a completely different verse, and it was for the better. So I applaud them on making that decision.
I don't know how I feel about the remix.
Why?
It was an okay verse, but it was just like there's something. So someone also talked about this too, and I agree about it. Good Form for me would have been very great if she had got like a female rapper on that shit.
Possibly, but
like a Laquelle 47, like a Malibu, I can't remember her last name, but yes, but she would have been good. Like a Sweetie or like a Cash Doll, like that would have been so dope. And like Gwen is cool, but it's like she always goes back to some kind of guy when it comes, like some kind of like guy rapper when it comes to like these big remixes. And it's like, yeah, Wayne is cool, I like it, but it's like, girl,
honestly
really?
Though, I think that was kind of I don't want to say political move, but because that's definitely not
City Girls, Trina.
I mean, but she needed that Wayne cosign because Drake has just completely left her out to dry. And Drake is making songs with all of her enemies or, people that don't fuck with her. He hasn't supported her album at all, ain't retweeted it, ain't been on it, ain't said go check it out, ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So as far as her career and her standing with Young Money or whatever, I think she needed that Wayne presence.
I mean, when you saw the scene on the video, when you saw her and Tyga and everyone, it's just like...
but that was just off of I fuck with you because Tiger ain't no Young Money.
Exactly.
That was just off some I fuck with you type shit. But maybe I don't know, maybe they got something in the works or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
that's what I was saying too, like a reunion or some kind of shit.
Because I'm pretty sure because that was because Baby wasn't paying motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Baby owed Tiger money. So I'm now that Wayne is off of Cash Money and Young Money is his and all that. I wouldn't doubt it if Tiger do go back to Young Money.
Yeah, really dope. So definitely that's a fun time with that. And just some other stuff came out. I know Mark Ronson dropped a new track along with Miley Cyrus, which is actually getting some traction, called Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. And the video dropped also yesterday, which is pretty good, pretty political, pretty nice. Kind of with Miley, it's kind of like a mix of the Bangers era and then the last album she put out, which is the Young and Now era. She's showing, a little ratchetness, but a little country. But it's a Mark Ronson project. Mark Ronson is bringing out an album coming out next year, and what he said is actually it's gonna be like a very like sad bangers kind of track. So just gonna be like a lot of disco, a lot of house, retro kind of stuff that he's doing with the album. So that's gonna be really dope. It's a really nice track. It's definitely gonna be a nice track on the dance floor for sure. And basically, a lot of stuff just came out. I know Gucci Mane brought out Bipolar, so that was another song that came out, and he's dropping his album this month. So yeah, but a lot of good new music that has been going on. But with along with new releases,
Going back to the Soul Train Awards real quick, Daniel Caesar, best new artist. Didn't he win that?
Actually, let me check out.
I think he did. I think I was watching Joe Budden podcast, and I think they made mention to.
That's good. Daniel Caesar definitely has been a favorite of mine.
I fuck with him.
I like Fraudulent. Fraudulent was definitely a good Freudian. I mean, was a very good EP and a very good project. He's definitely someone who has a lot of promise in regards to the R&B game, but then even just also the regards to who he is as a person. So I'm very excited to hear about that. So everything is going pretty good with that in regards to him being a great representative, and I'm very happy to see that is being representative in hip pop, but also R&B in regards to what he does. But he's a very great R&B artist in regards to what he does. So yeah, there was actually a lot of people who won a lot of things in the Soul Train Awards, which is pretty nice. Wait, Brandy was there? Wait, what? I didn't know Brandy was like at the Soul Train Awards. What? See, now I might have to just check it out. And then she did end up taking another award too, actually. Apparently Ella May got 3 awards.
You say Ella May got 3?
Yes, Ella May had 3, her had 2. Yeah, Daniel Caesar got best new artist.
That's what's up. Ella May, that's well deserved. She's a great new artist. I like a lot of her stuff.
She is awesome, so that's definitely a good deal with that. So yeah, so overall with new releases, with songs of the week, Eric, do you have your song of the week?
So if I had to pick a song of the week, I would have to say the what's the name of it? The Meek, Ross and Jay, Free. The name of it is Free. They did, of course, they sampled the Biggie What's Beef beat. And then they went in. Meek definitely did his thing. Ross did his thing. He decided to, and a lot of people are asking like why did he wait till now? He decided to diss Tekashi 6ix9ine, and he pretty much said, you yelling gang, and now you caught up in the Rico and purple hair, blah blah blah. He threw jabs, and a lot of people are saying, oh well, why wait till now? Why you do that now? Why he locked up? To be honest, that was smart. Because with Tekashi, there's no winning with him, because he trolls. He will spin any narrative.
Yeah, he's a master troll.
He is a master troll. You can't win with him, and it's got him in a fucked up position. But I mean, and yeah, I get it. People like, well, you should have did it while he was out and blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever, cool. But I understand the psyche of it. But anyway, that's my song of the week. It's called Free by Meek Mill featuring Rick Ross and Jay-Z. Jay-Z spits the verse of the year on that. Really listen to it, break it down, rewind it like we used to back in the day. So there are still artists out there that give you do you remember that time, like when you used to listen to the lyrics of what people were saying, and you have to stop and rewind it and listen to like that's the type of shit that I love to this day. So that's my song of the week.
That's dope. Yeah, definitely. That's gonna be definitely a good project. I'm gonna definitely listen to. So that's pretty nice. Basically, my song of the week is actually a song called Sue Me. It's Sue Me by Sabrina Carpenter. So what this song here is actually off of a album that she just recently released called Singular. And Singular actually is a full project of 16 songs, but she's decided to split the project into two parts. So right now she released Act 1 a couple weeks ago, and it's an 8-part for the first part of the album, and it's a pretty nice album. It's a mixture of like pop, R&B, and trap. So it's a pretty nice mix of it, and she has a pretty nice voice. So Sue Me basically is a very high energy song, basically just kind of like talking about an old relationship and coming up against that relationship and just being able to be your own person and standing on your own, seeing the same places that you've been and just still hanging out and be still cool with the people from that relationship and whatnot. So it's really nice. Oak Felder actually produced the song. For those who don't know who Oak is, Pop and Oak, which is a production team. They did a lot of stuff like with Elvonner and a couple other artists. Oak actually did a song for Demi Lovato, Sorry Not Sorry. So we got that kind of like same vibe, but it's pretty nice, really empowering. So that is my song of the week, Sue Me by Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. It sounds like what I was just talking about. What I like. What I'm liking right now, because I have a vast taste of music that I listen to or whatever. But from what you said, the singing with the kind of trappy or new style kind of mixed. I like to hear people that can make that transition.
Yeah.
So if she could do that very well or whatever, I'm pretty sure I'll like her music or whatever.
Yeah, so definitely check it out, guys. So that's definitely what's going on with our songs of the weeks, and definitely if you guys have a song of the week, definitely check us out. Definitely giving songs that you like over at beatsandbull@gmail.com, or DM us if there were some songs that you liked. And again, just check out the social media. Again, the Instagram and the YouTube is Beats and Bull, and the Twitter is Beats Bullshit. So that is the beats for this week. Next thing we're going to talk about is going to be actually Black Excellence. So a lot of Black Excellence that's been going on this week. The first thing I want to talk about is actually a fun little interview that happened with Anthony Anderson. So basically, Anthony Anderson was at a recent episode of The Tonight Show with Jimmy. And basically he was just promoting just the recent projects he's been talking about, and he was talking about the time when he had dropped out of college. So Anthony Anderson, he actually went to Howard University. He dropped out due to finances and he couldn't afford it. So for the longest, he didn't finish his degree. And basically his son now actually goes to Howard, and his son actually motivated him to finish his degree. So he has just talked about on Jimmy Fallon that he is going to complete his education. Starts off saying, I've been speaking with the university, Dr. Frederick, who is the president of the university, about creating a curriculum that I can take online and at home do some practical classes on campus so I can walk with my son in 2022. So I have 4 years to finish 1 year of college. He talked about, so that's really awesome about that. And, just talked about more things about it. And you can check out the interview, on YouTube. The interview is on YouTube, on Jimmy Fallon's YouTube channel. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. That's definitely good for Anthony to continue his education. Especially, that's good that growing and, building. And,
yeah, absolutely. Because I'm actually getting ready to get back to school myself. So, with great minds think alike.
Come on, right? That's definitely something which is good. Definitely going back to school and expanding yourself and growing is a good thing, and building what you want to do and skills that you are already having is a great thing. So definitely big up to Anthony about that. Our next thing we have is a very lovely story in regards to men, a young group of Dallas men in Texas had saved a apartment building. So apartment building was burning, and several men helped a baby, a mother, and others from the third floor. So this was reported at CBS Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. 6 residents, including a small child, had jumped from the third floor last Wednesday. So this was last week. Fire tore throughout the Meadows apartment complex, preventing tenants from escaping their units. So basically, they helped out with the bystanders. They had to take a mattress from the first floor and basically put it on the ground so the people from the third floor can jump from it and get on the mattress. So this is again tenants along with the mother and the baby. So the mother, mattress? Yes.
How big?
Right, so that was crazy. So the mother said, "I told her to drop the baby." So the I'm sorry, no, this is the one of the guys. She said, "I told her to drop the baby down. First, she hesitated. I told her I'm gonna catch the baby. So she finally trusted me and dropped the baby down." This was Brian Campbell who had said this and said, it was my first time doing that, so it's kind of crazy. So yeah, it was like flames and everything going on, and essentially they had helped everybody go down.
That shit was straight out of a movie. I mean, it sounds like you're reading a book and they're describing a scene from, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Yeah. I can only imagine just the people, going through that, like, how they were feeling, and to sit there and tell somebody, trust me, I'll catch your baby. And, she actually throws her baby. That's, you're fine. That's crazy. Prayers and, thoughts go out to, everybody involved. And was it any casualties?
No, everybody got saved. There's no casualties.
That's good. Because I know that's a horrible situation when your home catches on fire or the place you live catches on fire.
Yeah.
You gotta uproot and get displaced and stuff gets damaged, and so my heart goes out to anybody who's been in to any natural disaster or flooding or fire or anything like that.
So yeah, big ups to those gentlemen in regards to the fire. That's definitely a very heroic thing to do. So definitely we appreciate you guys. Next up is a two-parter, which is kind of like going into the before and last part of the Black Excellence. This week is 2 great women in regards to the acting world has launched and struck 2 great deals, and I'm just very excited to talk about this. First one I want to talk about is Viola Davis. Viola Davis, as people have known, has been actually had a production company now for the last couple of years called Juvie Productions. Is that along with her husband and partner Julius Tenen. So they've done a lot of different films and series. I think Lillian and Eve was one. That was the one with her and Jennifer Lopez, and a couple other projects that have been coming out. So essentially, she has struck a deal with Amazon Studios, which is called a first look film content deal. This move is one of several of Amazon's has made to enhance the content of the streaming service. This was reported on The Times. Now, Amazon has also made deals with Jason Blum and Jordan Peele, so they'll be doing projects along with Amazon. But basically, this is going to be able to help not only Amazon build new content, but also have the deal with Viola and along with her husband to make content that is multi-genre but accessible. Now, they have already gotten a couple of projects going on right now. They have a series coming out on ABC called Ohana, and it's basically a show that's going to be talking about the Hawaiian culture in a different way. So telling stories that examine race and culture. Such shows and films like American Coco, The Last Defense, Two Sides, and even Lilia. Like I said, those are the shows they've been doing and the projects they've been doing. But that's pretty nice for Viola to have that kind of deal, especially with Amazon Studios. Amazon itself is now trying to grow into it. It's just a very big media and company, and then also with their own commerce, and so it's pretty nice to kind of see this deal with her.
Well, that's what's up. That's definitely a secure the bag moment.
Basically, very big moment for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that for her. And then the other one, is in regards to a...
Shut up, you damn dog. That's the neighbor's dog.
Oh, there. The other one is in regards to another security bag deal, and this is with Ava DuVernay. She actually just got a deal with Warner Brothers Studios, and this is a $100 million deal that she has locked on with Warner Brothers Studios, and this was reported actually with Deadline. Now, the Emmy-winning and Oscar-nominated director has signed a multi-year and multi-genre overall deal with the Peter Roth run studio. It's a big leap for her, especially she'll be able to do just a lot of different things, from comedy, drama, documentaries, digital content, broadcast, premium cable, like everything. So basically it's the first time she's ever done a deal with any kind of studio, and this is going to be effective like the beginning of next year. Like, she's gonna start making content with Warner Brothers. So for Ava, that's a very big move, you know, from all the stuff she's been doing, from, you know, the 13 documentary to Queen Sugar, which is a great series for OWN, and for also, you know, The Wrinkle in Time coming out this past year, and that's doing very well. And Ava being on the New Gods project with DC, which is another Warner Brothers project, is really awesome to see. Just this fact that is so much that she's now able to do, and it's just the beginning. From all the black excellence and the black women in entertainment and acting that we've been being broadcasting and highlighting, we do appreciate this, because it's, again, just getting those stories out. So definitely big ups to both Viola and Ava. You guys are definitely rocking it, and
yeah, for sure,
definitely. So I'm so excited about that. She's also doing a Prince doc. She's also going to be involved with the Prince documentary, so that's also going to be interesting to see how she does that as well. So definitely big ups to her. Next time we got up is the just news in regards to the LGBT community here. So I do have a couple more stuff in regards to that. Our next thing we got here is a good thing actually going on in Bermuda. So they were dealing in regards to some issues with the marriage equality, and they kind of gone through a situation with courts saying that they were trying to ban, you know, same-sex couples from wedding in Bermuda. They ended up finding that was unconstitutional, so they ended up, you know, banning that ban, and now basically they are able to wed in Bermuda. So that's really, really nice. They're upholding it, so that's very nice that, you know, Bermuda is still being able to have, you know, same-sex couples be able to marry. So that's a very good thing.
Yeah, slowly but surely, everybody coming around.
Yes, so this is a good thing, you know. Let everybody embrace themselves and be themselves, and that's definitely a good thing to know. So that's a good thing. Next thing we got going on is, speaking of the relation chance, is his brother, which is also a great artist and a separatist of his own. It's Taylor Bennett. Now, a lot of people are getting flack to Taylor Bennett because of the fact that he actually just announced he had a child recently. And a lot of people
are giving him flack for what? Because he had a child? He said he was bisexual. That's people being ignorant and not...
Right. So this was reported through Hip Hop DX. So basically, the brother Chance, Taylor Brandon, had welcomed his son Charlie into the world on 29th of November. So it was just literally 2 days ago. So basically, he had professed his love, you know, for his, you know, partner, saying that, you know, she was happy that he had a child. So one user decided to question the sexuality and said, "I thought that you were LGBTQ." And he said, "I am the B," meaning bisexual.
Right, I was getting ready to say, what the fuck you think the B is?
The definition is also on Google.
Oh, goodness.
He basically says more, saying, "I am the B," meaning bisexual. Bisexuality is romantic attraction, sexual attraction, or sexual behavior towards both females and females, or males and females, or romantic or sexual attraction to people or any sex or gender identity. This latter aspect is sometimes alternately termed pansexuality.
It troubles me that there are people that stupid. And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna, well, let me say, it's people that's that uninformed. Or yes. Ignorant is a better term.
I do agree. It's more the ignorant aspect of it, for sure. Because it's like, I do agree. It's funny, we had a conversation about this the other day, like, with my folks, and it's like, I don't believe the fact, like, when people are saying, like, oh, well, I'm just trying, like, try A, B, and C. It's like, I do believe there is bisexuality out there, and that's just being shown, like, oh, okay, like, yes, you might like something a little bit more than the other, but if you still have an attraction with both sex, that still doesn't matter if it's like 30, 40, 70, 60. It's like, you still like both.
Exactly. Like, and that's the thing, people want to put a label on every fucking thing. Some things don't need a label yet. Some people are still trying to figure it out. Some people,
Exactly.
I went through a period to where I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do this because I know I'm supposed to do this, and then so I'm gonna do this, but I really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure it out, you know, and people got to allow people the time, because just because you figured it out for yourself don't mean that everybody got to do it by your time frame. And people need to understand that, and all across the board. That's kind of leading into my whole Dwight Howard thing, but I'll hold off on that.
Well, actually,
no, that's next.
That's what we got.
Perfect segue.
So you got a perfect segue, baby. Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I've heard about this back earlier this week, and to be honest, all I've been hearing about this is just what's been going on. So we're just gonna go from the beginning and just kind of like just state this for everybody who's been knowing. But basically, there has been allegations that Dwight Howard, has been outed by a former lover of his, and this has been reported in many resources. This article is from Hip Hop Wired. But basically,
this is all allegedly. Nothing's been confirmed.
Right, this has been confirmed. But there has been a person of the name of of a woman named Mason Elgie. And basically, she has been saying that Dwight Howard has been doing some things. He has been part of transsexual parties. Apparently, a preacher that has been of his church allegedly had, screenshots and videos of the situation, and felt that she couldn't feel that she could be herself, and then she feel like that she was being restricted, and everybody on Twitter was kind of going crazy about this and was just like making fun about it, and it's like,
well, in any situation, people are going to
make crack about it. It's going to crack about it.
I laughed at a couple myself. I'm sorry, the 6'11" bottom thing, like that was funny.
Dad.
But my thing is, and Charlemagne took this approach. Salute to him, because he made it, like, when I heard it, it was what I was saying to myself, and then he verbalized damn near every thought that I had in my head about it. If that's what that man do, so what? Who are you to tell that man's business? Like, it's because you've done XYZ or whatever with him or whatever. I'm pretty sure while y'all was doing it, you was, I'll you that speaks to that person. So you want, and just like Charlemagne put it, you want people to accept the LGBTQ. I forget all the letters.
LGBTQIA.
Yeah, see, that's too much. Everybody involved.
Wait, LGBTQIA.
Okay. Yes, everybody who falls under that umbrella.
I was just like, wait a minute, I have it. LGBTQIA. Yes.
You want everybody to be accepting of this, but you're turning around and using it to weaponize or degrade him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, he's a 6'11" bottom. He likes this and he likes that, blah, 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 because it's going to ruin him. Now, how is that conducive to the movement of getting people to accept it if you want these same people to demean him? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's not right. And that like, when people come out and this is me, this is, they look down on people who are DL or haven't come out yet, because they haven't got comfortable within themselves to do that, and that's not right.
It's not.
You know,
my thing about it is this: it's not my place to tell you what you have in your life.
Exactly.
I've never been a person to run my mouth. Now, if I know people and I know in confidence, if I talk to people about certain things, then I know they're not gonna say shit. But at the same time, I know that everybody got their own things they're dealing with. If you're not ready, you're not ready. And that's the thing I had to learn personally about some things. Just saying like, oh, okay, like, yeah, like I can't force you to be living in your truth. You have to be comfortable in your own self to understand. Yeah. Okay, now I'm fine. I feel I can be what the hell I want to be. But for some people, that takes time.
It takes time, and you cannot put a time frame on anybody else's life.
No, you cannot.
You don't know what that person got going on or whatever. Now, who's to say this don't ruin that man and a year or so from now he broken in the gutter because you decided to tell his business, or and then I did hear reports of they threatened her or whatever, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what initiated or whatever, but my whole thing is you can't march on both sides. You can't say, okay, well, accept it for me, but use it to throw him in the mud. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that.
No, that's definitely true. So I don't know. This definitely is a crazy thing, and like I mean, for Michigan, definitely. I hope, girl, you baby, you okay? Like we hope you're okay. But
I want everybody
at the same time
to be okay.
At the same time, you just can't be outing people. Like I hope you okay. Like I hope like your spirit and everything okay. But at the same time, you just can't be outing people like this. Like Dwight, and like I said, if Dwight that's what he does, y'all just need to leave him alone. Like, just leave it alone, please.
I mean, we are in the age now to where it is way more accepted than it has been, and a lot of people, I think almost the majority of people are mostly like, do what you do as long as it don't affect me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that, to be honest, that's how it should be across the board. I say all the time, if everybody would mind their business, that would eliminate 80, 90% of the problems that we have in the world. Any problem that you got, when you really get to the root of it, it's really somebody minding their own business and sticking their nose. Minding somebody else's business, sticking their nose in where it don't belong. When you think about war, these two countries that's going at it, so we're gonna go and help defend. Why? Like, I get that's a whole political different conversation, but if everybody mind their own business and smoked a little weed, everything would be all right.
Yeah, definitely a thing like we can do in regards to just everything. So definitely, that's just something with Dwight. I hope you, get better with that, and hopefully things get better with that situation. Last thing we got going on with LGBT news is a little bit more of an upside in regards to just representation. Is a Star Fame Walk of Fame recipient is Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy is actually going to get his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame later on this week in regards to his achievements. So he's actually getting his on December 4th.
That's what's up.
So basically, with everything going on with Ryan Murphy has been in the game for so long, from Nip Tuck to American Horror Story to the American Crime series to the Scream Queens series. Everything that he's been doing has been great. So, and including Pose, which is a great show as well. So a lot of people are going to be there celebrating him. People including RuPaul, Shonda Rhimes, Taraji P. Henson, Jennifer Lawrence will be there to display his star. He was also honored for the VH1 Trailblazer Awards in regards to his achievements. And basically just said, he really didn't think he would be someone in the industry this prominent. He thought, he was too weird, too faggy. He thought, basically that no one would notice him and notice his voice and mannerisms, and thought that he would just be trash, basically. And it just basically shows. I mean, definitely Ryan Murphy is someone I've low-key loved, and a fellow Capricorn, so definitely I'm excited to see not only someone in the LGBT community really showing a lot of promise. I think watch all of his projects. Literally, it's just like he's very good. American Horror Story, I feel like it's just his baby. Like he just goes off on that one. But I've loved Pose too, and like I was scared when Pose first was being announced. I thought he was not gonna do a good job about it, and like literally I cried on that show. I laughed on that show. That's probably like one of the shows that I can like go back to and like watch. Like, it's such a good show. It's such a representation of our community. It's just a really great job of just like how like things have went from the 80s to now, and how we know the house community and house culture really was so big for, you know, new and young, you know, queer and LGBT folks. It's awesome. So definitely big ups to Ryan, you know, in regards to getting his start
sure.
fame.
Big ups to him about that. And I know it's not LGBT news, but just speaking of Walk of Fame, shout out to Snoop Dogg too. He
got his too. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad a lot of people are getting their flowers. So I'm very excited for that.
Still smelling, definitely.
So definitely that's a good thing about that. Next thing we got is tech shit. Next thing, just a couple of things going on in the tech community going on. Now, this is a very fun topic is in regards to Facebook. Now, for those who still have a Facebook account, Facebook has
why y'all be shitting on Facebook? I like Facebook. The whole different conversation.
This is after the podcast. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
But in regards to Facebook actually had confirmed that a lot of the messages that were on your account are randomly coming back. So this was reported on The Verge in regards to Facebook and in regards to their content. So Facebook users were reporting that one of the stranger bugs was trying to, you know, go through a lot of the thread through Messenger, and they started surfacing. And this was first reported by Twitter. Now, some people were seeing older messages on Facebook.com and were aware of the issues and actively working to resolve it as soon as possible. A remote person has spoke with The Verge about this. Now, they expressed concern that the bug could, you know, resurface conversations. So if you had messages on Messenger, it'll pop back up, and it's really like concern a lot of people who was using Facebook. Now, this isn't the first time this happened. Back in 2015, Facebook has actually brought back like pictures, calling on this day feature. I mean, that brings back a lot of shit that y'all don't like. And that because...
why you post it then?
Exactly. And when you look back at it, it's like, oh shit, why I do that to say? So...
That's when people look at shit wrong. Like, you supposed to look at shit like that. All right, it's been a couple times to where it was a bad post that came up on this day. Like, you know, I had someone that died recently. On this day, this happened. All right, well, yeah, that was a sad day. Now it's a bad, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to look at shit
you're supposed to reflect. And like the one thing about Facebook, like I will say, like I just don't like is the security aspect of it. Like I lost interest in the security aspect of Facebook. And even when Mark Zuckerberg recently when his interview recently said, oh, I don't feel like I should leave yet. Oh, I don't feel like I have lost my place in Facebook. That kind of sounds like you just don't want to lose control, and that's kind of scary.
You like Instagram?
Yes. I know it's Facebook owned. It was really a Facebook bot. I know. I'm on game. Okay. That's my only caveat. But the thing is, though, I think the one thing I like about Instagram, along with like even it being a Facebook property now, is like you kind of feel like Instagram is still controlled by the original people, even though it's still controlled by the original people, but at the same time they have to play by Facebook rules, which is still kind of an issue.
That's just you rationalizing.
I know,
because if it's on the internet, it all can be pulled back up, repost. Like if need be, they can pull up stuff that you thought you deleted, and it's once you put it on the internet, it's out there. You know, so
that's definitely true.
What people need to really understand. And you think just because Facebook is just now reporting this or whatever, Instagram has had, issues and shit too, like um, any other social media outlet or whatever. Businesses. I just read a report. I think yesterday, day before yesterday, that Marriott, their database got hacked.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so like it happens.
Yeah, so that's definitely exciting in regards to all that is going on. In regards to the Facebook thing, though, like I'm excited about just maybe what they were going to do with the whole security thing, but I don't know. At this point, I don't like Facebook at this point in regards to how they do that. But I don't know. We'll see. In regards to other tech news, there has been also a cool thing that Apple's been doing in regards to a lot of coders, especially in the community, a lot of the female community in regards to, app developers. So they have developed a new camp. There's an entrepreneur camp that helps a lot of app developers. In regards to that, they had announced this back last week. The entrepreneur camp helps out with women with an intensive coding lab, and it helps out just with those who want to be more into the community of developing apps. This is going to be based off at Cupertino, California, at their headquarters. So for 2 weeks each semester, it helps them to get one-on-one sessions for coding, marketing, and other areas to successfully large-scale apps. And it's a very great initiative. It's very nice to be able to have one representation from all fronts, but then also for able to have women, be able to be in those kind of camps. So, definitely for, women in color, it should really be nice, and also for, other aspects, but definitely, for women in color, definitely, hopefully we see a lot of those, the people go into those camps and learn more how to develop their own apps for other stores.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so also to be eligible, you have to at least be founded or co-founded or led by a woman. So, including transgender women, so that's also a cool thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then also you have to at least have one woman on the development team. The company also had to have a working app or prototype. This could be having an Android app, but no iOS version, or having the idea of adding something like an augmented reality to an app that's already in the app store. So that's also pretty cool too. So it doesn't have to be like a brand new app. It could be something already stated on the store. So it's really awesome. So yeah, it's like a co-level camp for women to fast track app development is what they're being stated, what it said. So it's a very nice thing. Definitely. So it's a good thing to see. Like I said, a lot of representation for women and them being able to get into these fields. So it's a good thing to see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excuse me, guys. So the last thing we got, I'm telling you, this retrograde is a thing, man. And then also like the winter is coming. Like, I'm not the biggest Game of Thrones fan, but like I'm like
The
for real, winter is fucking coming, man. So we're at Bullshyt of the week here. So we got a couple things that has been going on this week that we just want to talk about, and I really just don't think what the hell's going on with. The first thing that I really wanted to explain is Miss Kim Kardashian West.
What'd she do?
No, Kim Kardashian had recently admitted on a recent episode on Keeping Up with the Kardashians that there has been some instances that she had been in the influence of ecstasy.
Oh, I heard that shit when she tried to say she was on ecstasy during the sex tape with Ray J and all this other shit.
Yeah, so this was a recent episode. She was with her sisters and along with her friends. And essentially, she told them, like, yeah, I didn't know you got high. I thought, you just had good tissues. And she's like, yeah, I was, and I did ecstasy. And she said, I did ecstasy when I was in my first marriage, when I got married.
Mm-hmm.
And I did ecstasy when I was on the tape. And she said that, yeah, everybody knew, like, how I was when I did it, and I was on it when the day happened.
And Ray J and his people quickly refuted that. they quickly put out a statement saying, no, she wasn't. She had to sign off on the papers and this, that, and the other. Like, they quickly put out a statement saying, no, she was of sound mind, body, and all that other good shit. So that's just her trying to do damage control, or for whatever reason. I don't know. She's trying to clean up her image for some type of deal she might got coming up or something like that. But that was years ago. Like, you didn't even have to say that. Like, yeah, I did ecstasy before, but what? You could have left that out. Now, for you to bring that up, something that people has finally fucking forgot about, because I don't know the last time somebody talked about that damn sex tape, other than maybe on Love and Hip Hop or some shit that he's on, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. People forgot about that shit. Now you're bringing it back up, and now it's a thing again, and now Ray J and his people had to put out a statement, and like, for what? So,
yeah, that's the biggest thing about that too, is like in regards to Kim. So my thing is like this, is like, you knew straight up that you were on no kind of drug, and I feel like now you're coming about this. I don't believe that is true. I think it's probably more the fact like it is just on the show and you wanted to make some kind of controversy, and especially Ray J. I think at this point he's been pretty like blunt in regards to everything. He's just said straight up, like, listen, it happened. I use what I need to use with it, and that's what all it is. I'm going back to school. I know I've had my issues, but shit, I'm trying to learn.
Ray J is about his money.
Yes, he's a Capricorn. He's about his money. We were about our money at the end of the day. It might not be shown, but we do. It's a thing. It happens.
Mm-hmm. So, and you know what? A lot of people don't know Ray J got like Nick Cannon money.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about them, like they grinded and they figured out that, oh, hey, I can. They learned that, hey, I can be able to, go into other avenues, in regards to not only, entertainment, but then also, movies and just TV and such. So, like, yeah, they definitely got long money in some sort of way. And then also, Ray J been doing the reality shows as well, as much as he's been putting himself out there. So yeah, it's been very nice. But yeah, I think definitely this is a cop out for Kim in regards to justifying for the sex tape. So that's one thing in regards to some bullshit that I just don't appreciate. The other thing in regards to that is going back to Tekashi. There's been a lot of rumors in regards to Dummy Boy, in regards to a certain song that occurred. So there have been reports that there was a deal with Fashion Nova along with Tekashi 6ix9ine. And in regards to that deal, there was a line on a certain song called Mama that was on the Dummy Boy album that it featured Nicki Minaj. And that the song was allegedly changed. Now, this was first reported on TMZ that the song on Mama There, along with Nicki Minaj and Kanye West, that the song was changed. Now, the song originally was Splish Slash Fashion Nova and Make That Ass Fat, if I'm not mistaken. And then, okay, cool. And then when the album version came out, the lyric was changed to Splish Splash Apple Bottoms. Make that ass fat.
Who the fuck still wear apple bottoms?
That's the point number one. So basically, there were sources saying that Nicki Minaj, when she heard the Fashion Nova line, she first got very upset because, of course, Cardi B is with Fashion Nova. She just got a collection that sold out and did very well, and is, continued doing very well. And essentially, she told Tekashi to, hey, don't put that lyric on there. Now, a lot of people are at Fashion Nova saying that he basically had breached his deal with Fashion Nova, and basically the record sources said that he linked a 6-figure deal with a clothing company to include branding in his video. Now, what people had said that when he tried to do the video, that it was shot up from a lot of people who were saying like Tekashi, and they had to close down the shooting of the video. So, in regards to that, they believe, that everything was okay, but now they feel like that Fashion Nova got screwed. Now, in regards to this, DJ Academics, this is how I heard it from. DJ Academics was actually talking about it, I think one of his live casts, and he was saying, he had both versions talking about it.
He say he got a deal too.
Huh. Hey.
Academics say he got a deal with Fashion Nova too.
Hey.
I don't know why, but he's not a rapper. I mean, I can kind of get why they would want to do a deal with Tekashi, because he's one of the hottest rappers. He has a big ass following, so him saying their name in one of his raps, I get that. But I don't get that. But now, what was Act saying about Tekashi's deal?
Now, basically, that they feel like it was breached, but basically, this hasn't.
Of course it was.
Of course it was, because I mean, let's be real.
Video, or he didn't put it in the song. So what are we paying you for?
Right.
But see, it was their fault. They paid him too early. Why would you pay him before the product was put out? You should have said, "Hey, this is the deal. You put out the song. And then we'll pay you." You know what I'm saying? This whole pay before the industry is funny, and a lot of people move in ways that I don't really understand sometimes. That me personally, I was like, look, on the finished product, I may have given you a deposit or something like that.
But I'm not giving you the full amount.
No, I'm not giving you the full shit. No, not until it's done.
Yeah, that's
and in that contract, if it's not done, I get my deposit back.
Exactly. Give me all my monies. Give me all my things. So that's the thing. Like all the thing about it is like people didn't understand. It's like you have to understand that at the end of the day, if it's not written or if it's not like agreed on, like you guys just can't be like giving this money and feeling like, oh, okay, you can get this, and feel like it's not going to matter. So my thing would kind of go into this is with Nicki also being petty about this, being like, oh, because Cardi, very clean petty, and it's like, here's the thing. I love both. We've said this before. I love both. I understand both of these women, but she needs to also be like, stop being petty, feeling like that she has to always going back on Cardi. Now, a lot of people are being biased and just saying Cardi's winning, Cardi winning, Nicki's winning too.
They both being petty.
They're both being petty at the end of the day.
They're both, but just like I was speaking to earlier, they're both regular females that don't like each other, and it's finally spilling out into the public.
Unfortunately.
Big deal. A lot of females don't like each other. I mean, to be honest, this is nothing different than we see with your regular friends. That why you hang out with that bitch, blah blah blah, whatever. So it's all entertaining, but you really got to take this shit for what it is.
And you kind of have to just make sure you're grounded and making sure you got like people who don't be like gassing up your head when they do not need to be. That's the other thing about it as well. So like that's just me just saying, for one, Nicki, you were wrong for doing that. The lyric I thought was hot when I heard it originally. I thought I was like, yes, like that was nice. And now it's just like, what the.
I mean, and that's not the first. That's not the first time she did that.
And it's like, so let's go back to this. I don't stop people bags.
Right. So, but you stop your homeboy Daniel bag.
So that's what I'm saying.
In a time where he needed
he needed that bag, baby. He needed that bag, and you said no. I don't want you to put Fashion Nova on this lyrics. And even DJ Academic was like, I'm not gonna say who, but like, who do you think had said no? He knew too.
Of course, everybody knows.
So it's like, I love her, but it's like, baby, you need to really stop. Like,
because she's doing her own line, a queen line, whatever it's called or whatever. So yeah, why was she? I mean, I get, man, but like you stopping bags like you said you wasn't. So
So that's the sad thing about it. I just don't understand, and I hope that she get it together. And for Takashi, you know, like I said, we'll see what happens in regards to your fate.
This might be the beginning of the end for Nicki.
And that's kind of like the sad part about it, because it's like, I'll be honest, you put the Deluxe album out,
she ruined it
just to put Wayne on the album.
Well, the rumor is Drake was supposed to be on the album. He hadn't done his song yet, and she went and did the Fifi song with Tekashi. Apparently, Drake didn't like that. If you realize, you can find it online. If you go on YouTube and type in Drake disses Fifi or something like that, it's a video. The last time they were seen together, Nicki and Drake, it's a video of her on her Instagram Live, and you know, she's doing her little pretty thing and all that, and Drake walks up behind her and he's like, what's the name of that little song? Fifi. And then she like, oh, like, oh, you better stop. And he like just walk off. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's the last time we seen them together. Now, supposedly Drake was supposed to be on her album, but she waited until the last minute or some shit, and Drake was like, bitch, I'm Drake. Like, you gonna do me at the last minute? Like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So he got in his feelings. And so if you notice, he hasn't posted, retweeted, said go cop that Nicki, nothing. He ain't been on the album, no nothing. So that was I don't know if it was just some behind the scenes shit or the last minute thing or the Tekashi shit or whatever. They not rocking with each other. You know, and if you really pay attention, her first episode of Queen Radio, she was talking about she was giving out her cocksucker of the day awards or the week or whatever, and she was supposed to be giving out secret hater of the week, and the secret hater of the week, she was hinting towards being a major rap artist that everybody knows, but she never said who it was.
Who it was?
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a little bit of trouble in the Young Money camp as far as them two is concerned. Wayne said, fuck that, they both my artists still. Drake got his situation, Nicki got his, they both still my artists. So
at the end of the day.
So right now it looks like Wayne is the glue that's keeping that shit together, but Drake,
at the end of the day, yes.
Drake really don't need Young Money. He's his own entity by now, but you know, it's for, because he's still loyal to Wayne. You know, but you know, we'll see how that unfolds.
Okay, so that's the biggest thing about that. So hopefully, that changed with the relationship. But like honestly, like this here was like a waste of a bag. But moving on to the last part of Bullshit of the Week. Now this was a very interesting find. Now I've heard about this last year, but I thought this was never going to happen.
What's up?
And it ended up happening. So back last year, there was a series announced called "These Real Side Chicks of Charlotte," and there was a trailer basically showing
side chicks. That's what it's called. Real Side Chicks of Charlotte.
The Real Side Chicks of Charlotte.
Wow, I could only. This shit has to. It sounds like it's just 3 steps down from Love and Hip Hop, like.
So this was again announced last year in regards to this series, and it ended up getting picked up by YouTube along with Amazon Prime Video, so you can watch it if you're a Prime member, and you can watch it also on YouTube.
It's on there now.
Yes, it's on there now.
So for the first time ever, I will use my Prime membership to watch something just to check out how ratchet this shit is. Everybody, stay tuned. I will give you my full play-by-play, detailed commentary and opinion of this shit. So everybody stay tuned for that.
So they air every Monday night. They have Instagram and YouTube, so you can check out their times as well. I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that. Like it comes on both YouTube and Amazon Prime. But
Every
episode
day?
1 every Monday.
Oh, every Monday.
Every Monday night. Episode 1 is on there now. So you can check it out there. So the show covers.
So next episode of Beats and Bullshit, I will have my full review of episode 1.
Yes, I love this. So the show covers the lives of 8 women. The ladies are exposed through a season full of drama, sex, and scandal as cameras follow around the real side chicks of Charlotte throughout the Queen City. So find out firsthand what it's like to live the life of a woman who comes in second place. From lavish living to lit parties this season will have you on the edge of your seat. But what is the life of a side chick really it all hides up to be? And then basically you can watch it on YouTube now, and I guess on Prime Video. And how this I feel in regards to Bullshit of the Week is like, why? We've had Real Housewives, which I can understand.
I mean, you know, it's a market for it.
I know, but here's my thing about these. Sidelines and side chicks have been like glorified, and it's like it's not a bad thing, because it's like, here's the thing, there's a difference between like side chicks and then like multiple partners. So it's like, how do you consider someone a side chick and then not a multiple partner? Now if you just here for the money, then yes, I'm gonna consider you as a sideline hoe. Or you feel like you're someone who is being like on a hush at basics, then yes, I'm feeling gonna be a side chick.
See, that's different. Multiple partners versus side chicks or side people. Well, that's two different things. A side chick is or side dude, whatever you want to call it, would be someone is one person has a situation, being they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, they're married, and then they have a situation with this person. This person would be the side chick. Now, say if it's someone who with multiple people or whatever who know about, that's just an open relationship or polyamorous relationship or situation or whatever. That's two totally different things. So that's for the people who don't know the difference, because just like we said earlier, it's a lot of ignorance about the community. So that's the difference. A side chick would be someone on the side of someone else's normal or regular situation. Someone with multiple people or whatever, that's just a polyamorous or open relationship or whatever. So know the difference.
Alright, no, definitely, I appreciate that. Definitely, the thing with this here, though, is like with the real side chick situation, is like, okay, first of all, I guess for this, it's just gonna be very interesting to see, like, how do you want to be this, like, my thing is like this, like, I'm okay if it's like a genuine thing, but it's like, I don't know, it's like the side chick thing is very interesting. Like you said, like the whole open polyamorous thing is like, that can get with. It's just the fact, it's just the whole like side chick thing is like, how can you decipher that? It's like you have to like read the signs. So it's like, that'd be interesting just to watch, to be like, how are you considered a side chick? I guess is the question. Like, how would that be like even classified? Like, what do you feel that you just a side chick and then like that matters?
Well, and everybody's situation different. What's everything that each individual person is looking for is that's retarded. Every individual thing that each individual person, that's what they're looking for, is different. Some people are happy with being the side piece. Some people don't want the worry of, or the whole relationship, or you know what I'm saying, they don't want all that. They just, hey, I need some sex, come tune me up, I'll holler. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, and to be honest, I respect people who tell you this is what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
You know, and hey, either it's in my realm of things I could fuck with, or it's not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We just live in a different day and time. There are still people who have the old school values of monogamy and things like that. That's not completely dead. It's just we're in a different time now to where other options and things are explored.
And the thing also with that as well is like, for things now being in that spectrum, it's like it's been in the universe, it's been in the world and the universe and culture for so many years and hundreds of centuries. It's just now a lot of people are just now getting into those other practices, and now it's being known. So I think that's the other thing. It has long history. Just people don't know about, don't read about it or to research about it to understand. So it's a very exciting time. But for the real side chicks of Charlie, we'll definitely be in tuning in, because I definitely am excited to see this as well and to see what's going on. But the bullshit about this is like, hope cannot be like this. It just can't be like this. Like, if like you need there needs to be some like lines or rules. I don't know. It needs to be something else about this for sure. But definitely, well, that's definitely the bullshit of the week. But basically that is all what's going on for this week, and that is the end of the podcast here. Definitely check us out over in our social media and through our email. Right now the email is beatsandbull, so definitely check that out. That is also our handle for Instagram and YouTube. Again, that is beatsandbull, and then for the Twitter, that is beatsbull. So definitely check us out. And Eric, did you have anything else, any announcements?
If I did, I forgot them.
Well, at this point, I think we have been good, and definitely check us out, guys. We do thank you so much for your support and everything. We really do, and we'll really want to make this thing grow. So definitely tell your friends about it. Definitely talk to your people about it, and we're just people trying to help the community, and also just talk about the shit we like and whatnot. So definitely thank you so much for all the support so far.
Wrap it up.
Easy.